All right, welcome, Marco. Pleasure to have you. It's our, welcome to the debut, inaugural, premiere episode of what are we calling this thing? Picks for Sticks.
That's
Pick
right.
the number 4.
Yes.
Picks
This
4.
looks nice. It has a good balance to it. But yeah, thanks for welcoming me. It's great to spend some time with you
Well,
here on our inaugural show, Picks for Sticks.
Yeah, we're going to be spending a lot of time together, even though the shows will be short and sweet. But before we lay out what we're trying to accomplish here, what we're doing here, what service we're providing to people, I have a question. Tonight's opening night. It's the first night, and some of the results are in. The Yankees have a win in the books already, a 4-1 win over Washington. But I'm wondering, who takes the loss for that game tonight? Is it Scherzer or Fauci? Did you see that first pitch?
Well, I mean, he's 80 plus years old. There's not much going on with the rotator cuff there. He gave it everything he got, but he starts off at a 5'2", barely more than a midget, so he's or a small person, so he's starting out at a disadvantage. I meant to say small person.
I think I was so excited for baseball to be back, I'd have swung at that.
Well, I was excited, and then just in my mind, the way my mind works is that Fauci was going to get up there and like throw a heater that was going to, knock the bullpen catcher off his ass, off his butt. We keep this PG, right?
PG-18.
Okay, so I shouldn't say ass.
Not again.
No.
But I think we can because we're a gambling show.
Okay.
Imagine if we had moral turpitude issues where we can't say the word ass, but we can give you guidance on how to wager your dollars. So,
well, I mean, the moral equation is gone. I mean, gambling is legal. Sports are gambling. The NBA's in on it. NFL's in on it. I mean, it's all happening. NFL team in Vegas. So I don't think there's any moral turpitude whatsoever with either the word ASS or gambling in general.
I did notice yesterday that the athletic director for the University of Pittsburgh, I think, if I have the wrong team or the wrong university, it's not a big deal, but filed some sort of complaint with Congress to try to ban college basketball betting. What's going on? Why would that be?
I think he got lost in 1996. I don't know what's going on. I can't even comment on that. But
yeah,
I still can't get that image out of my mind of Fauci really digging in and throwing something in the high 80s and knocking the bullpen catcher on his butt. But instead, he threw something that wasn't remotely a pitch.
It was not even a grounder, but I'd have swung at it, even if I was batting left.
Well, everybody's excited,
I'm so excited. Somebody texted me during the game and said, I can't believe I'm cheering for the Yankees. And my response was, I'm cheering for the Yankees. I'm cheering for the Nationals. I'm cheering for balls. I'm cheering for strikes. I was cheering for hits and outs. I didn't care. I was just cheering.
Well, let me ask you this, since we're talking about the Yankees. Is it too early for me to jump in?
No. No,
I jumped in and stopped your flow a myriad times. Soto tested positive, it's negative twice yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And he tested positive today after testing negative twice yesterday. But we knew before the Yankee-Washington game, that, Soto was positive. Soto and the whole team were in Camden Yards for that exhibition game where Soto was allegedly negative, and now all of a sudden he's positive. He and the whole team were exposed to him at that game in Camden Yards just a couple of days ago when he was allegedly negative. My question to you, good sir, is how did the Yankees even show up to Nationals Park today and want to play?
I think I know the answer to that. And I think I can explain it this way. As an amateur virologist and epidemiologist, I think the answer is in your phrasing of the question itself. Where did you say they played? Camden Yards. It's outside. Done.
Okay.
That's the answer. Isn't that the answer? Who knows, man?
Yeah, they're all inside. But the thing, I mean, I don't want to argue with you. And I stepped on you and I made a pact that I wasn't going to step on you. And they'll come right out of my check. I know. And I'm willing to take those cuts in payment for stepping on you. But my point is that these guys in Soto were all in the clubhouse, mingling, co-mingling. You could see what players are doing. It's not like it's not like the Dome in basketball. They're all, on top of each other. You see high fives. You see they're chatty. They're doing regular baseball stuff, which is fun to watch because it's like a comfortable blanket. But Soto was in that clubhouse with all his teammates, and they all were on top of each other in that clubhouse. And he, everybody didn't care because everybody thought he was negative, and then all of a sudden he's positive, even testing negative yesterday twice. Now he's positive, less than 24 hours later. Yeah, I'm saying all those guys that were in the clubhouse with Soto on Thursday, on Thursday, losing track of the time, 2 days ago, were possibly infected. And if I were the Yankees, I would be worried about showing up today.
Well, they showed up and they kicked ass and they won. So they're in whatever shape they're in, and they'll be tested. And maybe if this is why you can't list that pitchers this season. You can't pick. Many books aren't letting you identify what pitcher you want to wager on. They're just having the lines. And we saw that with Kershaw tonight. Was a late scratch. He didn't go, and they say it's his back, right? But is it his back, or we got to learn something tomorrow, right? Are they just saying his back? So this is what this is going to be, and this is why we're going to be here every night. And maybe we'll talk about the 3 more players who test positive on the Nationals tomorrow.
I just wanted to bring it up, and you narrowed it right where we're talking about that. When you're talking about bets and lines and stuff, you got to really be aware of the fact that it's just not. You just don't know. I mean, there's going to be surprises, and I guess I was trying to say, I think I wouldn't be surprised if I saw some of these Washington cats come up in COVID protocol in the next, week.
It might be surprising if some of them don't, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. The one thing I did see is I don't seem to mind the piped-in crowd noise. I thought I would mind. I don't seem to mind.
You don't, huh? You'd say, I got to see, some of the Yankee game. I'm sorry I didn't see it all. I didn't think that Washington got into the bottom of the 5th. So you're already saying it's an official game. I think they're going to pick up right from the bottom of the 5th.
I didn't see when the rain came. I
was under the assumption that Washington didn't get up in the bottom of the 5th, and that they're going to resume that game at that point of the game. Top of the order, bottom of the 5th.
Cole went 5 complete innings, gave up 1 hit. He's in. He
did. Cole went, so they did. So Cole pitched out. Okay, so I didn't think that they must have slipped it in there then. And then when the rain slowed down, they must have slipped in that half inning just to make it official.
A complete game W for Cole.
That is it. Cole looks solid. Hey, look, we're talking about Cole. Can I say something?
Yeah.
All right. I love A-Rod, and I think he's a great announcer. But he said something where I had to use one of yours. Come on, A-Rod. He was talking about Cole, how he's the perfect pitcher and how great he is, and he's not the pitcher he was in Pittsburgh. He didn't really hit his stride until he got to Houston. And I'm thinking, hey, Rod, Jesus H. If Pittsburgh had Garrett Cole, with a $200 million around him, and was also able to develop him and then get him in his prime years, I think it would be the same thing. I mean, Pittsburgh always gets the short end. We know it. Charlie Morton in Tampa, he's had like dead nuts the last couple of years, but I thought that was an idiotic thing for A-Rod to say. I mean, they're getting him in his prime years with $200 million around him, and he's playing with Pittsburgh as a rookie. And
pitching, but I
But
got
he still went like 54 and like 40 or something like that.
But
It
it's
was-
also possible he was pitching against a lot of COVID-infected players tonight who aren't really
Ooh.
right. Tomorrow we're going to learn that they're all sick as dogs, and this one hit shutout
Ooh.
wasn't so impressive. So
I can't argue with that. Yeah, you're right. But
let's,
I don't know why I'm getting so serious, but I did get annoyed by that comment.
well, it is annoying, but let's let everybody know what we're doing here. We're going to be making picks on these games. It's a 60-game tournament. Washington 0-1 is pretty much eliminated. And so, I mean, can you come back from 0-1 and with only 59 more games to go?
I don't even think you can. I mean, it's pretty doubtful. Plus your projection that about 80% of the team is going to get COVID. So they're done.
My projection is they already had it.
They're done.
They're done. They're done.
Yeah. So
maybe
factor that into your into your handicap, and Washington's done.
Toronto should play in Washington Park in the Washington Nationals Park now that it's going to be open.
Well, so what do you got to say about Toronto, though? The word is they're going to be playing in Connecticut. I mean, this team's not only going to be starting weary because they didn't have a place to play. They can't play at home, the most safe place in the world, Toronto, probably,
right.
next to Lisbon, Portugal. And, and they can't even play there. And then the Orioles of all teams snub them, yet they'll host infected Washington Nationals like there's no tomorrow. And then they got snubbed by Buffalo, I think you told me. And
Buffalo, their own minor league club.
Right. That slipped my mind. So
the official wording was the lighting is up there. No, it was Buffalo, their minor league club, said stay the hell away from us.
Yeah, that's akin to a girl breaking up with you and saying it's me and not you.
Yeah, exactly.
But probably stole that from Seinfeld. But yeah, so then I think they went to Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh, just take a walk. I mean, they didn't even entertain the idea. They're like, look, we're doing all right in the city. Got a young team. We're on pace. We'll be on pace to probably win in a couple of weeks. We'll be on pace to win about 12, 13 games. Just leave us alone. We want to see how
12.
We want to see how these young guys are going to do, and we don't want to get any of them sick.
It's hilarious.
So I but it is the I guess the governor of Connecticut said that they're going to play at their Double-A team there in Connecticut, and were offered, and I think Toronto's seriously considering it. I don't know where. I don't know how it gets any worse. I think there's old War Memorial Stadium in Greensboro, North Carolina, which is like one of the oldest minor league fields in all of the country, and I think they could open that one up again. It's still there, barely standing, falling apart. But I guess my whole point about that is that they're going to be suffering from low self-esteem, and that's going to have to be factored in their handicap. Nobody wants them. That's not going to be good for their esteem, and I think that's going to be indicative of some L's.
Of a sad team.
Sad team with L's. I'm saying.
With L's.
I went long, and I know I'll get a pay cut on this. It'll come out of my pay, but because I was going to try to be concise and not verbose, but I wanted you to factor their low self-esteem into the handicapping.
We're gonna factor everything in, including some of the rules when we learn what those rules are. We'll factor those in.
That's hilarious.
But this weekend we're just watching. We're not making any plays. We're just getting a feel of it. But if you're interested in our plays, our intention is to provide those on a daily basis through email. Just send us an email at picks4sticks, that's number 4, picks4sticks@gmail.com. You'll get on our list. There's no cost, no subscriptions, and we just hit you with our genius plays. We're not afraid to do various types of round robins either. We mix it up. We have some interesting plays, and it's all going to be interesting. So join our mailing list, picks4sticks@gmail.com, and we're going to be here nightly through this tournament.
Let me just add to the name there. It's Picks the number 4, but it sticks like the regular spelling, not the spelling of the band. It's Sticks. It's not Styx, the band Stix.
Nor the river Styx. It's not metaphysical or
No, so it is Sticks, picks for sticks.
Hicks for Styx.
And yeah, I mean, I will tell you that Michael knows his way around handicapping roundies. Particularly, he's a maven in that regard. He's seasoned. I mean, he goes way back to when he was studying law at the University of Miami and ditching classes to get on a boat to go to the casinos in Bahamas. That's where he started developing his method. Me, I kowtow to him. I bow to him is what I should say, is because he really knows his way around. And there's a lot of furniture in that house, very expensive furniture in his house. Proof that he had a couple of good years recently. One couch imported all the way from Paris, France. Not Paris, Texas. That's why I said Paris, France.
Well, there's a full slate of games tomorrow, except it starts early, runs late. Angels end the day in Oakland. Afternoon game Atlanta against the Mets. So a lot of action. Mark, we'll see you tomorrow, and
All right.
I want to get into Major League Baseball postseason. I don't think we have time tonight, but anything you want to say about the new postseason?
Well, I mean, overall, I mean, it was hours. They announced this postseason hours before first Fauci threw out his whatever you want to call that, and can't call it a pitch, but
slider,
shuffle pass or something. He threw out kind of a
slider.
shuffle. You think it was a slider that just got
a 5-foot slider?
Yeah, it got a little. I think it slipped. But apparently, it's going to be 8 teams in each league, and it's going to be the top 3 division winners, and then it's going to be the second teams in each division, and then that makes 6, and then it's going to be the 2 other teams in the league with the best records that are left over, who are 7 and 8, and it's going to be very strange because it's going to be 4 series in the opening. It's going to be 4 series. And it's going to be a 3-game series, the best of 3. And the team that's seated higher will get to play all 3 games, if it goes 3 games, at home.
It's like the super regionals in college baseball. Do they get to use aluminum bats?
Well, I mean, the bastardization of this baseball, I mean, the rules are changed. You start the runner on second base. I don't need to go through it all. I mean, it's just shy of like putting ghost runners on base like we used to do in stickball because we didn't have enough players. So
man on
that said, it's on its head. It's not a season; it's a tournament, and I couldn't be more delighted. But it is strange though. I got a little annoyed with the 16 teams and
well, you should have seen me. I was like, the umpire called it a strike. I'm like, yes! And then the umpire called the next pitch a ball, and I was like, yes!
Yeah,
and I was watching with my dad, and he says, who are you for? I'm for baseball!
That's the spirit. That's what we want, man. That's exactly the spirit of this show. And but he's, he gets down and serious. Michael, you get down and serious when it comes to the plays.
Yeah.
And the roundies and such, and the handicap, and the people will get an advantage financially, I think, if they listen to you and pay attention to you, because you have your not just theories and practices, but you really have a good analysis of number crunching and really you just know the game.
Hey, I do take handicapping very seriously. I take sports betting and baseball betting very seriously, absolutely, and I have had my share of success with it. But the way I'm looking at this tournament, and I'm calling it a tournament, not a season, maybe trends will come into play. Maybe there will be a way to break down some games. And if not, this is going to be a hell of a fun way to just blow a couple grand. That's how I'm looking at it. Either we figure some stuff out or what a great way to lose a couple grand.
See, now they know that you're for real because nobody would that wasn't real. I mean, to say that, you know, you're real, because that's the truth. That is the exact truth. Hey, man, you might find out something, you might get some angles, you might get some trends, but hey, worst comes to worst, we have a ball losing some bucks.
Right.
That's
So,
game.
Marco, we'll see you tomorrow night.
All right.
We'll have a lot of stories to talk about, and maybe even we'll throw out a play. I don't know.
You want me back tomorrow for sure?
Same exact seat and same shirt too, please.
All right, maybe I'll wear the same shirt.
All right. Good night, Michael.
All right, Michael. Nice to see you.